We've got the 2024 Honda Civic Sedan.
The one to beat.
Here it goes, Zach. Hold on, sport mode. Oh yeah,
the mighty
love the 1.5T.
The mighty Civic, well, that's the engine that's in this one. Let's get into what else can you get under the hood.
The base engine is a 2-liter 4-cylinder matched to a CVT, 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive model.
Under the hood of this model is a 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder with a CVT, 180 horsepower, 177 pound-feet of torque. This powertrain is only available on this Touring model. In the US, the 1.5T is standard on the EX and Touring trims.
There is also a Civic Hybrid on the way. It will be powered by a version of Honda's new 4th generation 2-motor hybrid system.
So this is the top model with the optional engine, but we're going to get into the base model. What are the key standard features?
The base trim comes with a 7-inch touchscreen, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a 7-inch driver information display, heated front seats, 6-way manual driver's seat, 4-way manual passenger seat, cloth upholstery, an 8-speaker audio system, Honda sensing, safety, and driver assist technology. In the US, heated front seats are not standard.
Well, Andrew's already got it in Sport. What else can we put it in?
Got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the Couple Car Review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrew to see what's going on behind the scenes and to get a question in. We'll tell you about that halfway through. And for me, it's Motormouth_Auto. The links are below the like button. Well, we've driven the hatch, we've driven the SI, we've driven the manual transmission. We're waiting to get the R, but it's been a couple of years since this was first introduced that we've driven the sedan. And how are you liking it?
I like it. I think that this is probably one of my favorites in this class. It has sharp handling, it's nimble, maneuverability is great. This 1.5-liter turbocharged engine has got plenty of power, whether you're on the highway or as a daily driver just doing city runaround stuff.
And the CVT is actually very good. We have the previous generation. It has a CVT with the base engine, the 2-liter. That's the one you want for durability and long-term use. Either are good, but the CVT is calibrated and it does a very good job of making you feel satisfied when you drive, and that's the goal. Good fuel economy, satisfying to drive.
This has got a multi-link rear suspension. It does a pretty good job soaking up the bumps in the road. We're on the highway now. I'm going to accelerate. Cabin gets a little bit louder. I wouldn't say as loud as the Sentra was when we drove it not too long ago, but it's pretty good for this class of vehicle.
So we've done a kind of a series over the last 6 weeks or so of a lot of economy cars, the best sellers, the Elantra, the Corolla, the Sentra, the Mazda 3, and now this. And I'll put a link below to all of those videos. If you're in the market for a compact car, you don't need to go anywhere else. You just stay right here on the Motormouth YouTube channel. We'll give you all the details.
We certainly will. I find the steering in this is quite good as well. It has a nice feel to it. I've got it in sport mode often, but Zach just popped it in normal. Kind of calms things down a little bit more comfortable.
A little quieter too, which is one thing when you're cruising along. On the highway, you don't need the revs wound right up. All right, so I don't think we need to go in too much more detail. The car has been out for a couple of years now. It's just nice to get it back. This is the gold standard in this category. It's the best seller, so it's nice to get in the champion of sales, and it's really well put together, and they do a good job.
The 2-liter powertrain is the bulletproof powertrain that you want to get. The 1.5T, which I really like for the power that it offers, has had some oil dilution issues. We got in front of Honda when we were at the Prologue Drive event, and we asked them, has this been fixed? Zach, why don't you give them the update?
Well, they said part of the issue with this design of engine is that there is fuel that gets into the oil. They said they have studied the issue for years and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of miles for many, many different engines, and they've noticed doesn't affect the long-term durability and reliability of the engine. It's just something that happens when you get some fuel mixing in the oil. So they say it's really not an issue. They have adjusted the thermal management of the issue to get it warmer quicker, and apparently that's helping because this is really an issue in cold climates.
Now let's get into the looks of this. I really like it. We have a 2017 model. It looks good, but I really like the modern look of this. I like the simplicity of it. It's like the Civic has grown up.
It's kind of one of those timeless designs. It's not really taking any chances, but you're seeing a theme with Honda. They do have a family resemblance, and they're vehicles that will age well in place because they're not, like the previous one was a little bit Futurama.
Yeah.
This one is conservative, and it'll be looking good years to come.
Yeah, for sure. This comes standard with LED headlights, LED taillights, 16 to 18-inch wheels, and a temporary spare tire. We've got the top trim, so we're riding on the 18-inch wheels, and we've got fog lights on this model.
All right, so then we turn our attention to the inside, and this is really what sets this vehicle apart from many of its competitors. There's some fine challengers in this category, but same thing. This is a simple execution of a compact car that is going to look good for years. It's very functional. It's well laid out. Honda does great design. I mean, the way they put the cars together. What do you think about this honeycomb design? Has it aged well?
Yeah, I said it right from the beginning when this came out. I love it. What a unique feature to add to the Civic. Honda went for simplicity and wanted this to be quite clean and modern looking, and I think they nailed it. It has become such a popular interior that we see it on all of the new Honda models. I think it's a great interior, and I can see why they did it. I like the pinstripe at the center console. It's also on the doors. There is a little bit of shiny black plastic in here.
There's a little bit more than a little bit. It's right across the honeycomb and in the door cards, but as an overall package, it's pleasant. And they always give us the top one. They said to us, is there any vehicle you'd like to get from us? And I said, I want to get a less expensive one, the one that most people buy.
Yeah.
So let's see if our wish is granted.
I also think one of the reasons why they give us the top trim is so we can try out all of the features. So this comes standard with cloth upholstery, available leatherette and leather trimmed, which we have on our test model. We've got the larger 9-inch touchscreen in this model with wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto and navigation. It also has the 10.2-inch digital driver display. The heated steering wheel is heated all around. Sorry, our US friends, but you do not get a heated steering wheel on the Civic, only in Canada.
I still don't get that. You know what I think it is, Andrea? I think it is that Americans buy the mid-sized cars more than Canadians do. We buy more compact cars. So the Accord is a bigger seller in the US where they have more of those features. In Canada, this is a real staple. A Honda Civic is kind of a ubiquitous car in Canada, and I think that's why we get those features.
How about add it as an a la carte item? So if you want it, you can get it. If you don't have to get it.
We're always looking out for you people in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Gets cold there.
It gets cold. You need a heated steering wheel. I don't know what I would do without one here.
Available features include a moonroof, 12-speaker Bose sound system, wireless charger, power front seats, and heated rear seats. In the US, heated rear seats also are not available. Here's me getting in the back on those beautiful heated rear seats. This is a roomy car. This latest generation is big, good legroom, good headroom. It's comfortable.
Comparing the Civic to the Hyundai Elantra, the Civic has 42.3 inches of front row legroom, which is the same as the Elantra. Second row legroom at 37.4 inches falls short by half an inch to the Hyundai. Trunk space for the Civic is 14.8 cubic feet, which is a little more than the Hyundai.
Oh, you've got questions. We've hopefully got some answers.
We do.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Love the Civic. Drive one, an older one myself. Thoughts on the price increase? It seems like all Hondas in general have gone up in price.
We talked about this over the last few years. It started with the Civic, the HRV, the CRV especially. The one that seems to be quite competitively priced is Pilot.
Yeah.
But what we've come to realize is that We dumped all over Honda for this, but they were just first out of the gate. Everybody else seems to have not caught up, but gotten close.
Wow, cars have gotten expensive. Everything just costs more. There's more technology in them. You aren't wrong about the Civic. It is priced a little bit higher. You're going to pay a premium for this vehicle compared to its competitors. I would say in Canada, over $2,000 more for the Civic. Next in line to that would be the Corolla. So that's a $2,000 difference, top trim to top trim, between the Civic and the Corolla. If you get the Elantra or the Sentra or the Forte,
they're cheaper.
They're cheaper.
Yeah, but if you go base model, the gap is quite marked for the Corolla starting price is a lot cheaper than the starting price of this. But you know what? This is the best seller in this class, and it has a reputation. It's kind of the gold standard for compact cars. They think they can get away with asking for it, and people are buying them.
Yep, they keep selling them. There's a lot of new Civics on the road. I see them all over the place in Vancouver. Love your reviews. Thank you. Even though the Civic gets good gas mileage, when is the hybrid variant coming to replace the Insight?
Well, you know what? It's great. We were mentioning to the executives at Honda Canada when we got to go there just a few weeks ago to drive the Prologue, how important it is to actually get FaceTime with the people that make these decisions. And we asked one of the top people, when is the Civic Hybrid going into production? They said May. Yeah,
production starts in the spring, so we look forward to driving that. Can't wait. I bet you it's going to be a good one because the CRV hybrid powertrain is also good.
Andrea loves the Accord.
Oh boy, that's the one I would get, the Accord Hybrid. I like it so much. But if the Civic Hybrid, I'm sure I will like it equally as much. And it's a little bit smaller. Like this one just feels a little bit sportier than the Accord. How are the seats? No lumbar support?
There's no lumbar support. These seats are better than the previous gen. We have the previous gen, as we mentioned. Those seats are not that great. No. I wouldn't say this is the strongest part of the car. No. You know what, Andrea? I just went this morning and picked up the Ford Escape. Ford does great seats.
They certainly do great seats. We always applaud Ford for their comfortable seats. I would also say that the zero gravity seats in the Sentra are more comfortable. These are fine, but they're just not as comfortable. I even think the Corolla is a little bit more comfortable.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Has Honda fixed the issue with the R1234YF refrigerant that caused condenser leaks in the previous generation of the Civic? The last I know, they just extended the warranty of all cars for 10 years in the condenser.
So the condenser issue is a problem. We have a 2017 Civic. We bought it used. It was 3 years old. First thing that ever, actually the only thing that ever happened is the condenser needed replaced. It was in the morning, it was out in the afternoon, it was a real quick fix, and we just got the same letter saying it's been extended. And the good thing is Honda's standing behind this. We sent emails, we actually text the service advisor at our dealer to find out if this latest model is affected. What did they say? Yeah,
nobody got back to us. We contacted Honda head office. We contacted service at our dealership. We never heard back. If we do hear back, I will pin a comment because at the time of filming, we just haven't heard anything yet.
The good thing is they stand behind it, right? If anything goes wrong.
And it was good that we got ours back right away because it was summertime. It was in and it was out.
And the other thing is it had a funky smell.
Yeah.
So if you have a funky smell, that could be the signs it's going. All right, let's get into the vital stats of the Honda Civic.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. The base model starts at just over $28,500 and the top touring trim we're driving is just under $36,500. In the US, the base trim starts at just under $24,000 and the touring is just over $30,500.
Fuel economy is similar for both engines. The base engine gets 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers city, 6 on the highway. That's 31 miles per gallon city, 40 on the highway. For this 1.5T, it's 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.1 on the highway. That's 31 miles per gallon city, 38 miles per gallon highway. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles. In the United States, complimentary scheduled maintenance is offered for 2 years or 24,000 miles. All right, compact cars, fiercely competitive. What else can you buy?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is a Toyota Corolla sedan with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 169 horsepower, and a starting price just over $26,000.
The Volkswagen Jetta with a 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 158 horsepower, and a starting price just over $26,000.
The Nissan Sentra with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 149 horsepower, and a starting price just over $25,000.
The value leader is the Hyundai Elantra with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 147 horsepower, and a starting price of $24,500.
So there are 4 affordable sedans for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I like the way this handles.
It's very well designed.
Well, there's only USB-A here in the front. At least I'd like to see USB-C.
And I'm waiting to drive the hybrid. Can't wait for that. All right, that's it for the Honda Civic. Thanks for watching.
Tell us what you think. Do you like this Civic? We'll see you next time.